Hello, you're welcome to the Diamond Women Talk Show. This is the platform where women are transformed by the spoken word of God. Women's lives are touched and transformed, and they're empowered to release their brilliance. Our topic for today is women making a difference. There are many women out there making a difference. I always say that salt, when it's in food, you can't really see it, but you can taste it. So there are people that are making a difference, and you might not see them on the news. It might not be everywhere, but in their sphere of influence, they're making a difference. I'm your host, Charlene Quay, and I'm very, very happy to be here today. I believe that this is the day the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad. I've got my special guest with me here today. Her name is Obahima. I love that name, Obahima, which means queen, doesn't it?
It does.
It means queen. And she
does.
is definitely, she's a queen. Queen making a difference, influencing, impacting lives, a mover and a shaker.
Amen to that.
Welcome to the show.
I'm so happy
Thank
to
you
be
very much
here.
for
I'm nervous, but I'm happy to be here.
Don't be nervous. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
It's
So,
my pleasure.
we follow you on Facebook a lot. I've watched a lot of your videos, and you're very inspiring, motivating, and it's hard to say this, but a lot of women don't celebrate each other.
Yes.
As much as people don't want to accept it,
Yep.
they say that women are their worst enemies. I'm
We
like, no,
are.
I don't want to accept it. But it's
it's
out
true.
there. It is true, and it's out. That's the reality. But I believe in lifting other women up.
Yeah.
I believe that we're a different breed of women
Yeah.
that are celebrating other women.
Yeah.
Because if you don't celebrate with your fellow sister, how are you going to be celebrated?
Yeah.
There is time for all of us, and there's space for all of us to make an impact.
Oh, preach.
It's just getting to know what the Lord has called you into, your giftings. So, Obahima, before I go on and on and on and on,
Yes.
tell us a bit about yourself.
Oh, okay. So everybody knows me on Facebook as Obahima,
Obahima.
but my name is Angela,
Oh,
and now I'm married. I'm Angela Autry,
Wow.
and so I'm Mrs. Angela Autry now. I've got an amazing daughter who's 13, so I'm a mother of a teenager.
Wow.
I know. I don't even understand
You
how.
look a day past 30
I
yourself.
I don't even understand how I got here. I've got a daughter at 13. I've got an amazing husband, a supportive husband, and I just decided one day that I would just make a difference. I decided one day that I can't be just ordinary, I can't just be born, go to work, pay bills and die.
There's more to life than
there
that.
has to be more to life than that. And there has to be more to life than just a woman being given birth to, you go to school a bit, then you get married, you
cook,
have
you have
have
children.
babies, and that's just your purpose in life. It just can't be my purpose in life to produce babies, milk babies, and just
Change
cook,
nappies.
and then that's it. There must be more. And that's why I just woke up one day, because we were talking just before we came on live about how when you want to do something, there's always an excuse
There's
of keeping you
always,
back,
yes.
or excuse of saying
Yeah.
why I shouldn't do it.
Exactly. It's always going to be there.
There's never a good time to do anything.
Never. The time
There's
is
never a good time to get married. There's never a good time to have children. You always wait for the perfect moment,
Which never comes.
Which never comes. And so hence why I started doing the videos, encouraging people. I get a lot of inbox, a lot of messages. I do a lot of things behind the scenes more than just doing the videos. When
making
people
impact.
People just think, oh, you're just making videos and maybe you got views. I think my last video is having about 200,000 views.
Wow.
But then the
Wow.
inbox messages I get of, oh, him, I want to talk to you. Please, can you talk to me? This is what's happening, and dedicating time and energy to all that. It's a lot of work, but it's rewarding. It's refreshing to know that, oh, him, I did this because of what you said, what God put through to you to say it to me. I did this because of what God gave you that energy, or gave you that strength, or gave you that motivation to just help me do this. So that's basically me. I literally just want to. Everybody has a gift. And I think one of my gifts is to inspire and motivate,
lives.
encourage people. And I think I do well at it. And I want to keep doing. I love doing it.
You do very well.
I
I
live and breathe that. Thank you.
Yeah,
so
you do very
it's
well.
nice to be at work and people come and say, I watch your video. And I'm like, I'm at work. What video did you? It's nice to know that somebody changed something about their life positively because of you. It's nice to know that, you know, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah, and that's what life is all about.
Absolutely. Even the scripture says that whatever God has given you must use it to impact somebody else's life.
And you're accountable for it. So people don't know we're accountable.
Absolutely.
For every gift the Lord has given us, we're accountable for it.
So if you don't use it,
you're going to answer to your maker.
Absolutely.
And
I want to make sure that before I leave this world, I have used and abused
emptied yourself out.
Everything that God gave me.
Every drop.
Exactly.
Every drop.
I want to just, because the more I use it, I think the more He gives back to me saying, oh, try this and do this.
Try that. It gives you more creative ideas.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's basically about me.
And you've got a clothing line, haven't you, called Pretty in Holiness?
So that started because I came out of the world and I became a born-again Christian in 2009. And I thought, okay, so the way I used to dress when I was in the world cannot be the same way I dress now that I have found God, you know? So it started off in just changing the things that I wear, how I dress. But it didn't happen because I went to church. It happened because of listening to the word of God, and that changed my life. So so it convicted me, because not just walking into church, it's not going to until you listen and actually apply it with God. And people think that just walking into church or people making snide comments about you, change, do this. No, it will only happen when the word of God convicts you to do it. So one day I was thinking, but I can still look good though. I don't have to wear a black,
a mop from head to toe,
covering me and tie my head and stuff like that. But I can still look good, but like still be pretty, but still have that covering of holiness around me. You know. So so I don't know. I think I saw a statement somewhere, and I thought, well, yeah, I can be pretty in holiness. I can still look good, you know, and stuff. And so that's where it came from. And so I started doing that, and it's going to be more. I'm going to invest in it more. I don't think I've invested in it so much as now, because I'm sewing it all by myself. I'm doing everything by myself. Wow. But I have a vision. The vision is big, and I'll get there. But yes, it's a big vision, and I know that the clothing line would definitely it will come to pass very soon.
Expand.
Absolutely.
It will expand. Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you actually? Okay, you started the Pretty in Holiness, but what was the drive? You said, okay, you wanted to be, because now you're a born-again Christian, you wanted to dress in a way that will still make you beautiful, but still retain your holiness. But what was that driving force? What was it? How did you get to that point to say, I want to do something, I actually want to make this clothing line?
Like I said, when I always feel, and it's so cliche to say that, you know, find God first in everything you do, but it's so important. Charlene, if I didn't find God, there's so many things that I do, I won't be doing it. And when there's certain talents that I found that I'm doing, I can't believe I didn't know this about myself all these years. I'm 34 years old. Wow. Why didn't I discover this when I was 21? It's because I wasn't interested in God. And for you to find your purpose, you must first find God.
I like that. So until you find God, you haven't found your purpose.
So you'll be trial and error, so many things. But when I found God, I found so many talents. I never knew I was this creative.
Wow.
That I see something, I'm like, oh, I can do that. I can make that, and then boom, 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 I just make it. It's all because I found God. And when I found God, I found my purpose in life. I found that I can encourage people. I found that I was creative. I found that I can sew. I've never been to school for sewing.
Really?
But the dress I have on, I sewed myself.
Are you joking?
I have never been to any sewing school.
So it just came to you one day?
I bought a sewing machine, £99 in Deptford Market. And I took it home, and I went on YouTube and I saw a couple of things. So there was a skirt that I wanted to sew. I felt that my body type suited this type of skirt. But when I go to the shops, I can't find the skirt. I said, I need to make the skirt. I went and bought a sewing machine for £99. And that changed my life.
Look at that.
I can't believe it.
Just taking that step.
That bold step.
That bold step.
It's scary, but you have to do it through the fear. You have to, everything you do, there is a scary thing out there. And if it was easy, everybody would be doing
Exactly. It's face the fear and do it anyway.
it. And do it anyway.
I'm here now.
Like, I know.
You might think, oh my God, she's so bold. She's so brave.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I do have boldness, but it's God.
It's God.
And it's just taking that first step out
Yeah.
there. Because
Yeah.
there are many voices.
Yeah.
People try to discourage you.
Yeah.
As much as people are watching us and they're happy for us, somebody's sitting there.
The back of the mind.
Yeah, the back of the mind as well. And somebody would sit out and, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you're making an impact, God has given you a specific people to impact.
That's it.
And touch their lives.
Yes.
You're not made for everybody. So everybody's got to get that in their
Yeah.
mind. There's a selected few people that God has given you to touch.
Yeah.
So not everybody's going to be happy for
Yeah.
where you're going or what God is doing in your life. But do it anyway.
And the most important thing you need to understand is God will send your destiny
Your
helpers
helpers.
on your way. Believe me, Charlene, I didn't know you from anywhere. But don't you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah,
like
look how
God
the connection-
sent
yeah,
people
the connection.
through so many means, you know, and you don't understand. You're thinking, but people are saying, but God will send you. Forget about the people saying. People will say.
They will always say.
People will always say.
They will
Opinion
always
is the
say.
most cheapest thing ever.
Oh.
Everybody has an opinion. And I always say that when you're doing something that everybody's loving you and there isn't a single
No,
negativity,
then there's something
be
wrong.
worried.
Yeah, there's something wrong.
Because you're people pleasing at that time. You are not actually purpose driven. You're not actually doing what God sent you to do.
people-pleaser.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
people pleasing God. Even God himself was rejected.
Exactly. Jesus Christ himself.
He himself,
rejected.
Jesus was rejected. So who are you?
So who are you?
For a few negative. And when I post something and I see a negativity, I'm like, oh, I did it.
I did
This is
it.
why
It means-
it's like good. Now you're talking. Like, I need some attacks here, man. You can't all love me.
To give you that
to
driving
give me
force.
the drive to do what I do. And that's life. It's so important that you need to understand the moment you start something, God will send you your destiny
God will
helpers.
send you your destiny
Fully.
helpers. God will send your destiny helpers, and there'll always be critics.
Yes.
One thing I believe is that, listen, in this world, whatever you do, people are going to talk about you. So why not do it and do it well and give them more to talk about?
Good, they'll talk. Bad, they'll talk. Do what you need to do.
Even when you don't do anything,
Yes,
and
they'll
God
talk.
forbid you die, people still come to your funeral and say, wow,
They will.
what a useless
This
life.
I know. Why didn't she do this?
Yeah, why did she do this? But God forbid that's not going to be our portion. I mean, you go to funerals and you read some tributes, you're just like, wow,
Yeah.
this person has really lived.
Yeah.
You can tell the ones who really lived, and you can tell the ones who just
Yeah.
existed.
And a lot of the
You know?
times, when you ask somebody, like, oh, what would you like to do with yourself? What would you like to do? The first thing they'll say, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
They don't know about themselves.
No, they haven't found
They
themselves.
haven't found
haven't
themselves.
discovered
Who are
themselves.
they to come and judge you about what you should do with yourself when they haven't even found
Just found themselves
themselves?
yet,
So that's
exactly.
the first thing to understand. They don't know what they do with their lives. So because you know what you're doing with your life, it's scary. Like,
It's
I don't
like,
know what
what?
I'm doing with my life. How
Yeah.
come they know what they're doing? And that creates the hate, the jealousy, and then the attack
The
comes, and they find everything that you're doing good, but they try to find everything negative
Nitpicking, yeah,
in what you're
nitpicking in
doing.
what you're doing.
That's it.
We have
That's
to get
it.
to the place where we learn to celebrate one another.
So important.
Womanhood is such a powerful influence.
You see,
Look at us sitting here.
listen, women
Powerful
don't understand
influence.
how powerful they are. Like we are the entry to this
We
world.
are, we
Are you
are.
understanding? Like no matter what a man can do,
powerful.
there isn't any other entry into this world
than
but
through a
until
woman.
through a woman. Like there's no other. When God wanted to send his only begotten son, he
It was
needed
through a woman.
He didn't even need a man.
No, exactly.
He didn't need a sperm of a
No.
man. That shows you the importance
importance,
of
the
your
impact that women make.
sex. You're so important. And it's so sad that women don't see that side to
It
themselves.
is sad. It really is sad. But the enemy knows that when women come together.
It's powerful.
2 weeks ago we had our retreat, and my goodness me.
It was amazing.
Yeah, because we're just a bunch. It's a group of women. You come together. We're all like-minded. It was powerful. I just thought, look at this, because the enemy knows
He knows.
when we join together we can do, mighty things.
Powerful
Miracles
things.
happen. He always causes strife and contention
Yes,
among women.
Yes. That's
But-
why we argue a lot, because he knows that if I don't bring confusion into this
Sector, yeah.
there will be a big problem for me. So the way I always say, I did a video that if you can easily forgive a man for cheating on you,
I watched that
disrespecting
video, I
you,
was like, wow, it actually resonated.
treating you bad,
Yeah.
why can you not forgive
Your
your friend?
fellow woman.
Your girlfriend
friend,
that's
yeah.
offended you, some small
Something
offense,
so tiny.
some tiny offense. You're not talking for. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Over so many years of friendship, I'm not talking to her. But that guy has cheated so much, disrespected you openly. Yet he says, "I'm sorry, babe," and then
And you
that's
go
it.
back. Yeah, and then you go back to your own friendship with your,
You can't even be bothered. So yeah. Absolutely. I strongly believe in women coming together, but that's why I said to you before we started, I have very few friends, because the more the confusion. It's one little thing, and it's women will be the first, the woman will be the first one to bring all your secrets out when you shared among yourselves, when everything was okay.
Yep. As soon as you argue, well, you two are not talking, they start bringing it out. It's sad. It really is sad, but I pray to God for restoration, and as we're doing more programs like this, there'll be more enlightenment,
Yeah.
Ladies, let's learn to touch lives. We're in a dispensation where we're movers and we're shakers. We're impact makers. If Esther in her time could make a difference, if Deborah could make a difference, if JL, the lady of the tent ministry, could make a difference.
And we have so many Esthers in this.
So many in this
so
generation.
Many Deborahs, so many Esthers, and it's just a shame that we're not coming together. And when we see a lot of women empowerment movement, I'm like, we need it. We need it so much, because there's so many problems going on among us. Like, we need it.
So many.
There is so many space in the sky for all of us.
For all of us. So why are we
all
jealous
of
of each
us.
other? The thing is, one thing I've noticed on him is this. It's only a woman who doesn't know her purpose that envies another woman.
That's it.
Because if I'm living my purpose,
That's it.
and I know who I am, why should I be jealous of you?
Yeah. My purpose is different from your purpose. We can sow things, but I was so different from you.
Exactly. We're all different in our own way.
It's like Coke.
And it's beautiful.
If Pepsi was envious of Coke, Pepsi would never come out.
Exactly.
Some people like Pepsi, some people like Coke. It tastes the same, but it's so important. When you know your purpose, forget who's doing it. I always say to people, there's not enough doctors. There's not enough nurses. There's not enough makeup artists. There isn't. There isn't enough. When somebody makes a comment of, hey, it seems like everybody's doing makeup. No, there isn't.
There isn't. There's always space.
Yes,
there
is space. Because the kind of clientele she's going to attract is different from
from yours.
From yours. Mm-hmm. And when God was giving out gifts, he didn't say, purpose to people. He didn't say, well, that girl has a similar purpose, so I'm not.
No.
God knew that you would deliver it differently.
Or unique.
You attract differently. You'll be able to motivate different type of people from that there will be. I'll be able to reach different type of people from the type of people they will reach. And that's what people need to understand. Forget about who's doing it.
Just carve your own niche.
That's what we need to. That's what we need to. Mm-hmm. That's what we need to understand. Forget about if you're doing it, but the way I'm doing it, Charlene, that's not how you do it.
Exactly, because we're all different.
Yeah, the way you talk is not how I talk.
Yeah, we all impact differently.
And that's the most important thing we need to understand. But like you said, because the woman hasn't been able to identify her purpose, she's irritated.
How dare she?
How dare you know what you need to do in life?
How dare you? Because you thing is, when you're living your purpose, you cause other people to start to think.
Yes.
They have a time of introspection. It's like,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, they're now caused to start thinking really deeply.
Yes.
So what have I been doing?
Yes.
All these years, what can I do now? But instead of them, congratulating you and saying, okay,
well done.
I really want to discover myself. I'm well done. I'm really happy for. They don't realize that even by doing that,
it brings some sort of blessing to them.
Exactly, and it starts to open the eyes of their understanding, and they get to see the giftings they've got in them. No.
It's like marriage. Before I got married, I didn't care whether I did or not. I was content. I was very content.
Yeah, being single.
Honestly, I was very content. It wasn't like men didn't like me or I wasn't being approached by men or anything. If it happens, great, God. If it doesn't, great. So when I go to weddings, I'm excited. And one friend said, but Ohima, maybe you should change the way you present yourself. Like maybe you're too bubbly. Hello?
What? Well, you'd have to change your personality.
How can I change my because I'm at a wedding and I'm happy for them? What am I supposed to come in here and be sad and be like, oh my God, how can you be married before me? And if your husband came to approach me, I probably would say no, because that's not my husband. Like, it's not the person I want. But so a fellow woman will be like, oh, Hima, but you're too bubbly. Maybe you're too outgoing. So maybe you need to be.
But that's you.
And I said, I will meet a
need to
husband
change
that will
the way you
love
are.
my outgoing personality.
Exactly.
But until that day comes, my life ain't stopping.
You're
I'm
still
going to be
moving forward,
excited. And
yes.
that's what we need to understand. To be being content in
With
the
who
season
we
that
are.
you are.
I like that.
Being content in the
that you
season
are.
and enjoy
You
that
are.
season. I used to enjoy when I was single. It's even now that I'm like, my single days. Maybe I should
good.
enjoy it extra more.
Extra more. But it's really good because a lot of women out there are single and they're like, oh, maybe when I get married I'll be
Then I'll be
fulfilled.
happy. and
You're
fulfilled.
joking.
Then my life will be perfect.
Huh.
And that's what we
You're
had
in,
that.
you're in for a shock. Yeah.
Yes.
They're in for a big shock. Oh, I won't fulfill my purpose
No,
until I get married. If you haven't discovered your purpose when you're single,
Who said you're gonna
trust
do-
me, when you get married,
You're not going to be.
you're not.
You're
There'll
so
be so many different
distracted.
things. Exactly.
So distracted with marriage, with kids, with
Everything.
marital problems, with everything
All
that comes
sorts.
with. You won't be able to. So it's all about being content
The season
and
you're
being
in.
happy for that person. Then your happiness will come. But you have to understand that happiness is not a destination. It's if you're waiting to reach somewhere to be happy, you'll be waiting for a
Forever.
long time.
Happiness is a choice. You have to
It's a
just choose
choice.
to be
Being happy with that person in their season. If they found your purpose, great. Maybe it's a sign and it's going to trigger you to now recognize that I need to really find what's happening to me. I need to find what
I'm
and
made
that's
for,
the
what I was
trigger.
born
Yeah,
for.
that was the trigger. If somebody's, instead of being jealous, use that as a tool to be, wow.
To provoke you
That's
to
it.
do something, to discover yourself.
And then remember that no age, there's no expiration date to your purpose. There's no expiration date to
your
when
purpose.
you will find. There was this thing I wrote on Facebook, I've forgotten, but there's a lot of actors and actresses. They didn't become big until their 50s and 60s.
60s, and you think, wow, so what were they doing?
But then you will think, but I've always seen them around.
Yeah.
No, you haven't always seen them around. They didn't get discovered till certain age of their life. There's this lady that just got engaged, I forgot her name, and she didn't get discovered to a later stage. She was a single mom. She went to, LA with $750, but she didn't discover
Who she was.
until later
On in her
her
life.
life. So there's no expiration date to your purpose. Don't think, oh, if I did it at 21, then it would be better. So now I'm 34, I won't bother.
No.
And that's what women need to understand. Like, when you see somebody and they're doing something, and even if that particular thing is what you want to do, don't think you're too old.
To do it.
Oh, I'm too old. I can't do this. I'm just too. No, you're not. You're never too
As long
old.
as there's life, there's hope.
As long as there's life.
The fact that the Lord has given you life.
And you woke up that morning.
You woke up. That means your purpose hasn't been fulfilled.
It hasn't been fulfilled. And there's certain people that need to see that purpose.
Exactly. And if you're not pursuing your purpose, other destinies are stagnated, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Because some people's destinies are
Connected
if
to
you
your
hadn't been
purpose
doing
being-
those videos, look at all these women that you've been touching through your videos. You said your inbox is full.
This girl messaged me about a business she started and is striving. And I did a video about start with nothing. Start with whatever you have. She says, oh, if I hadn't watched that video, I'd never have started.
Look at that.
So even if I have never
Look at
done
that.
that video, she would never have started.
This is what I'm
I
saying.
would have affected her life.
You would have affected her
That's
life.
the important. People don't understand.
They don't.
It's like, I would have affected her life.
So what she would have been doing now would have been stagnated because you hadn't done
I
that
didn't
video.
step out and do it. Forget about it. Listen, you always be scared. Before we came on live, I was like, oh my gosh, Charles, I can't do this. Charles, I can't do this. You always be scared.
Always
But
be
do it through,
scared.
because your
Do it through the
success
fear.
is at the end of your fear, isn't it?
Face the fear. Do it anyway.
Anyway.
Do it anyway. I've been wanting to do this talk show for years.
Years.
Honestly, when I say years, I mean years. And I was always making an excuse, or this, that, or when I go back to size 12.
Innit? Listen, before every time
when I
I
go back
say,
to
oh,
size 12.
if I put this camera, oh, I would look too big. I can't do this.
Yeah. All those silly. We're talking about impacting life. You're talking about size 12.
Size 12.
Devil
Who's looking
is a
at size
liar.
12?
Who's looking at size 12? People are out there who need to hear a word from you to move their life forward, to cause a change. And we're thinking about size 12, oh, my this, oh, how's my face going to look on the camera? Devil, you're a liar.
And also, one of the scriptures I read before getting here was about how your purpose needs to be able to impact somebody positively so much. And that's when I started the Padded Drive.
Padded Drive, yes,
with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
So I saw a friend of mine doing this, and I was like, I've always wanted to do this. And this is about teaming with somebody and doing something.
Another woman.
I teamed with Belinda, and I felt God sent this lady to me, and I was sent to this lady so we can do what we need to do to help people in Ghana.
So what's this Padded Drive about?
So it's all about trying to reach people. Do you know in 2018, we are sitting, today is what, the 18th? The 18th of May in 2018, we have girls in Ghana in rural areas that's never seen a sanitary pad in their life.
Wow.
So they're going through their periods, not going to school. So these young girls, they don't go to school from about 3 to 5 days a month. They don't go to school because they don't have sanitary pads. They use rags, they use leaves, they use anything they can because they don't even know about it. Their mothers don't know about it. That's how poor they are. So if you're poor, do you think you'll be thinking about sanitary towels or food?
Where your next
or where you're going to live? So she was doing it. I reached out, I said, I want us to do this together. It's so close to home to me. I want to do this. So we go to rural schools. Our next distribution date is on the 28th of May. So we go to rural schools. We go and educate the girls about your menstruation, trying to break the taboo of menstruation. Because still in Ghana, people don't want to talk about menstruation. Like, oh my God, you're on your period. There's a taboo, like, don't talk about it. You're on your period. You don't talk about things like that. But a period is not a choice. Sex is a choice. Period is, every woman is going to go through this. And these girls are not going to school. The only way out of poverty is education. But how are these girls going to receive education if they can't even stay in school for the most common thing like the period? Wow. So we go out. We've been using our own money, but we always try to reach out to people to try and help us, and try and help us to be able to donate. If you're in Ghana, to donate the sanitary pads. If you're in London, to donate some money so we can reach out and buy and go to these schools, speak to the girls and encourage them to stay in school. And for them to stay in school, we need to help. And that's how this Padded Drive came about.
And that's how you're making a difference. Women making a difference. God bless you.
Amen.
We thank you for watching this broadcast. We have to do a part 2 of this program.
We have to.
Very, very soon.
No, we have to.
Because there's so much more.
There's so much we want to talk.
So much more that we've got to talk about. But God bless you. May the Lord shine his face upon you.
Amen.
Continue to make a difference. Amen. Discover yourself. Affect lives.
That's it.
We love you. May the peace of the Lord be with you. God bless you all. Love you all.
Take care, guys. Bye.